It's the Billy Revolution. It's up to you. Billy Revolution. Here's what you gotta do. The Billy Revolution. A quadrilateral grow under your chin, not in the center though, 'cause it's the Billy Revolution. It's the Billy Revolution. It's the Billy Revolution. Billy Revolution. Welcome to the Billy Revolution, Season 3, Episode 4. Today we're going to be speaking about parenting, the second part of our parenting episode. And what I want to talk about today, briefly, is power. And what has happened with the power shift over the last 30 years, at least in Canada and in some other Western countries as well, 30 or 40 years. And the power shift, I think, comes from the state deciding there are certain punishments that you're not allowed to inflict on your children, which I think a lot of people agree with, and I think make a lot of sense. I think the problem with that move on the part of the state is that it's harder for people to know what parenting is. It's harder for them to think of the family unit as the building block. The state becomes the building block. The state becomes the rule, the one who hands out the rules and the guidance. I think that does a number of things. I think historically what it's done is it's gotten parents to look for parenting advice. Natural feelings about parenting have shifted. The power that parents have, they've placed on experts and the government and a host of other people, so that they're no longer parenting from sort of the core. They're parenting from a bunch of values that have been thought through by a number of groups in society. Now, we know that thinking changes and thinking develops. We want to be very careful, not saying that thinking improves. There may be a lot underlying some of the theories about parenting that aren't working. And I want to look at that. And I want to look at this shift of power from parents to the state and now to the children. And I want to remember a fundamental principle of power is that power corrupts. And power has, or at least has, a corrupting influence. And when we shifted it to the people who give advice, we got a lot of advice about children and a lot of realities presented about human minds and things and emotions and healthy development. And a lot of those things, some of those things, at least a few of those things are probably true. A lot of them, though, are probably have more to do with soft sciences creating facts around feelings, creating facts, pretending they have facts when they have intuitions about things. And they're willing to do research to back up the way they look at things. And they're willing to look at things like shame or painful childhood memories or childhood trauma. And they're willing to see single sides of those. And I guess the main argument is that we have a number of children who have more power at age 3, 4, 5 than they know what to do with in a healthy way. And if power does corrupt, if that is actually true, if that little proverb is true, we haven't done a scientific study here at the Billy Revolution to see it's true, that means that we have a lot of children who are being adversely affected by having so much power. And one of the ways that so many of these children are being adversely affected, and I mean children that are 7, 10, 13, 18, 17, is they are making their own decisions. And the parents are saying, well, little Stevie will know when to get off his screen. Little Samantha will know when to get off her screen. And so the parents are taking a step back. And what we have is we have children that are being sort of handed over to the big corporations, the big media world, and they're not ready. They're not ready for the ideas. They're not ready for the depth and the complexity of the manipulation and manipulation not in a bad way, that businesses are trying to make money. Internet needs your eyes on it. And I think that we have a lot of children whose main problem is that there's no clear messages at home. The messages at home are that they are powerful, important actors, and that they can drive their own boat. And it's not working. It's not working for so many of them. So I hope everyone can think about that. Think about how much power we give other people, and think about what our responsibilities are as parents, as friends, as children. And have a beautiful week. And I just hope that everyone's outside thinking about how different things are now than they were 35 years ago before we got all these screens everywhere.
You and I are quite alike. You drove your car, baby. I brought my bike. You know that it is such a funny game when we pretend we're just the same.
Miranda really loves her children, and she likes them to have special opportunities. So this weekend she took them biking and bird watching. They went to a local spot and had a picnic lunch, and came back and she got the family bird book out, and they looked at some pictures of the birds they saw, and she wrote a list of the birds that they saw. David, he loves his children too, so this weekend he told them they could play on the iPad for 10 hours. They're doing the same thing.
It's the Billy Revolution. It's up to you. Billy Revolution is what you gotta do. The Billy Revolution, a quadrilateral grow under your chin, not in the center though, 'cause it's the Billy Revolution. It's the Billy Revolution. It's the Billy